Okay, what is going on? Thank you so much again for plugging into another video. My name is Justin Connor. I am a sales and marketing consultant, so I specifically serve insurance advisors, financial advisors as well, help them take their marketing to the next level. I also provide sales and marketing consulting for marketing agency owners, digital coaches. If you're building any sort of online business, I'm here to definitely help you grow your sales, grow your business, and conceptualize some bigger business ideas and psychology. So here's the goal behind today's video. Anyone who's been successful, it's the little things in between the day that they started and then of course achieving what they want. For me, which has led me to multiple millions of dollars in sales over my sales career. It's the little things along the journey that you have to be paying attention to, right? Success leaves clues. Anyone who's achieved or accomplished anything substantial in their life, at the end of the day, they did little things in the journey. Although it was, hey, they went from one place to another and then they arrived, there's a lot of little things that happen along that path to be able to make that possible. And again, what I'm about to share is 100% my opinion. This is not the Bible. This is not pure fact. But these are the things that have definitely helped me grow my sales career, grow my position in life, and help me really build effectively a multiple six-figure and soon-to-be seven-figure business. So if you like everything that you've learned so far, as you've gone through the channel, please go ahead and like this video. Please go ahead and subscribe, share it with somebody. But today's video, we're going to specifically go over some of the material that I've gone through as I've gone through my sales journey. So I'm going to go over the top five books that I read as I went through my path to growth and entrepreneurship. So here's number one. This is one of the most important books that I've ever read, Skill with People by Les Giblin. Here's why I love this book. And I'm actually going to kind of combine it with the next book, which is How to Win Friends and Influence People. So both of these books, definitely want to check them out. So why I combine the two is because Les Giblin really does an incredible job of taking all the principles and concepts from Dale Carnegie's book and How to Win Friends and Influence People and kind of consolidates it into a much more practical and easy to read. I mean, if you guys look at this book, I believe it's like 40 pages. I've probably read this book 100 times. I always try and read it maybe once every 6 months just to kind of sharpen the axe. But the reason I bring those two books together, because those two books really talk about the foundational principles of communication, of learning how to influence people, of learning how to make friends, of learning how to connect people to your ideal, to the thing that you know that you can help them get to. And that's really the process, right? Like, I brought up those two books first because most people, their problem on their sales journey is that they think that they need to have the perfect pitch. They need to describe the features. They need to describe the benefits so perfectly of their service, solution, whatever they're selling. But here's what you really need to do. You need to make a friend. You need to get to the place where you've established rapport with somebody, you get to know them a little bit more, you get into their world, understand their reasons for even having a conversation with you. And like for me, a big thing that I've actually learned as I've gone through business, for the clients that didn't work out and it was a waste of my time and a waste of their time, the real reality is that we kind of had a personality clash, right? Like there were things about them that didn't make sense with me and vice versa. Maybe it's my personality that they didn't like about me. So I think that it's important to establish, and again, you're not gonna be friends with every single person you help, every single client. You're not gonna, wine and dine everybody. But the idea is you should have a solid foundation of rapport where you're not just, looking to make some money or close the deal, whatever it may be. You wanna be able to build some sort of foundation with the people that you are working with. So I believe that Skill with People, How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you have not read those two books, please hop on it. I'm going to link everything below as well, so you can go ahead and grab those books as well. But man, super impactful books, and those are books you definitely want to read multiple times. Now, this is like my flagship book. This is my secret sauce. I literally love this book. So it's How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling by Frank Becker. Huge book. I want to just reiterate this. This book is amazing. And why do I love that book so much? Because he talked, like the first principle that he talked about in the book, and by the way, the forward is from Dale Carnegie. So I think that should speak for itself. But with that being said, Frank does an incredible job of talking about, just as I described in the beginning of this video, the little things. The small details that you have to be paying attention to that are actually going to be paying you dividends, that compounded over time are going to be giving you the biggest return on your time, the biggest return on your conversations, right? So the first principle that he talks about in the book is that he talks about his story of how he was actually in insurance sales, funny enough. So great book if you're an insurance producer or a financial advisor, incredible book for you if you are an insurance producer and an advisor. But he talks about how he took his insurance career and literally increased his sales by 97% by this one tactic. So I'm going to give you a little bit of the secret sauce, but you still need to go in there and read this book because there's so much more value for it than just this one point. But this one thing that he did took his career and literally catapulted. And I'm saying 97%, but I really think the number was 300% is what he obviously increased his sales production. But I don't want to exaggerate, but I do think the number was 300%. But here's what I'm bringing up. Okay, he said the one thing that made all the difference for him in his career was being enthusiastic. It was getting on the phone with people and being excited and having that energy transfer, spending the time to get connected with people by being enthusiastic and excited. That enthusiasm and excitement is what drew people to him. And because he was excited, people could feel that he was passionate about what he was doing. And in being passionate about what he was doing, that allowed him to influence more people more effectively because they could just vibe with the fact that, man, something about you, Frank, I just want to be near you. I want to be around you. So that little thing is something, it doesn't take a skill. It doesn't take a tactic. Every single person, if you were to have one action item leaving this video, get more excited. Be more enthusiastic in your sales conversations, whether you're trying to everything is sales in my opinion. So here's an important point. Like if you're looking to partner with somebody, you're looking to get an equity partner in your business, or you're on the fence with some other producers that maybe you guys want to come together in your marketing, whatever it may be, right? To be able to influence that person so that you guys can meet in an even ground on something that does make sense for both parties. If you're not enthusiastic, I'll tell you for sure that the person you're potentially doing business with, whether it be a sale or a partnership, the chances of them saying yes is so much less likely, because if your enthusiasm and excitement isn't there, they're going to feel like you're half-hearted now. What are you going to be like when we're in the trenches and it gets challenging and things become difficult, right? And that's the same thing your clients are going to feel. If you're half-hearted in that call, like, man, if you're not excited about what you're talking about, I'm not really interested, right? So that little thing, every single person can choose. It's a choice. You can do that right away, leaving this video. Have more enthusiasm in your conversations. Be excited. Cool? So here's book number 4, Fanatical Prospecting by Jeb Blount. This book is huge. Probably read this book 3 or 4 times. Specifically, I believe it's chapters 17 and 18 is where he really talks about the principles. And I want to actually just pull it up super quick. But he talks about the principles and the importance of why fanatical prospecting is the one thing that's always going to keep your pipeline full, and you'll never be hungry. You'll never be chasing dollars. So, okay, cool. So it's actually, here we go. Okay, chapter 15, pretty much chapters 15 through 18. Telephone prospecting, reflex responses, brush-offs, and objections is chapter 16, which is huge. The secret lives of gatekeepers. If any of you are doing B2B business where you have to get through gatekeepers, that's a huge chapter. And then chapter 18 is in-person prospecting. Obviously, we live in a different world now where in-person prospecting may not be as frequent, but it is a good strategy for you to drum up some business. But fanatical prospecting, I mean, the book title speaks for itself. It really is the idea of becoming fanatical, and not just like in my business, I have sales individuals on my team, and I've come to find is that a lot of the times they expect to just have paid appointments from Facebook advertising or YouTube, whatever it is, booked right on their calendar, and that's what they want to do. But the reality is the weeks that they're dissatisfied and not getting the results that they want and not hitting those sales goals that they have, it's because they didn't work to fill their pipeline by working old deals, right? Continuing to follow up with those people, or getting creative going into Facebook groups, using other strategies, going on LinkedIn and finding other ways to connect with people, so you always have a pipeline, always have more conversations to be had. That's why fanatical prospecting is absolutely essential if you want to grow your sales and grow your income. So those are the first 4 books. And then the last book, it's actually technically 3 in 1, because this is one of my favorite authors of all time. So his name is Phil M. Jones. So he wrote a bunch of books, but there are 3 specific books that I've listened to on audio that have absolutely changed my sales career for sure. So the first one is Exactly What to Say. The second one is Exactly How to Sell. And the third one, it's only available on audiobook on Audible. It's called How to Get Paid, How to Persuade to Get Paid. And really, the reason why those books have been so influential for me, as you know, you can see it in how I'm presenting here. I hold my body language in a certain way. I use my hand gestures, things like that. But understand something. Tonality, the way that you deliver things, the way that you stop speaking at the end of a sentence, all of these little things do make a difference. So what those books really did for me is that Phil really broke down the psychology of understanding how powerful words really can be in the forms of influence, right? If you're using words to your advantage and using them in the right way, words can actually be so advantageous to you that you'll actually influence people much more effectively, much more consistently, because again, you're using the right words that do move them closer to what you're trying to influence them towards, and whether that is a sale, a marketing partnership, whatever it may be. So again, fanatical prospecting, how I raise myself from failure to success in selling, how to win friends and influence people, the skill with people, Les Giblin, and then again, Phil M. Jones, Exactly What to Say, Exactly How to Sell, and How to Persuade to Get Paid. Man, if you love this content, if everything that you heard today is of good value, I want you to take action below. Go ahead and click on the links, grab all 5 of those, take action on it, start applying it, and this will take your business to the next level. Subscribe, like, join us, because again, I'm going to be dropping consistent content all day long, making sure that we're continuing to bring value. And please add any additional comments of things that you would like to hear, because I'm more than happy to dive into any sort of business related, sales related, or consulting related questions, so I can obviously build content and create more videos that are relevant for you. Thank you again for plugging in, and we'll talk soon.